This one's recording. This one's recording. All right. All right. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So you're Marcia?
Yes, I am.
All right.
And that's spelled with the CIA.
With the CIA, okay.
Right.
You ever go undercover with that?
Well, I did work for the CIA.
Really?
I did.
Okay.
I did many years ago. And when they first formed, in fact, I was part of that first team that helped get it going.
So what did you do with the CIA?
Oh, it was, well, my part was mostly clerical, administrative, because what the CIA did was they had field officers, men, who would go in and do background investigations on people who had either wanted to be hired or being recruited to be hired. So they had to do a background investigation, which began with the birth certificate. And then there's your neighborhoods where you lived and your schools where you went. They investigate all of that stuff. And the men do that. They go in and then they write their reports. And my job and the other secretaries, administrators, were to type those up.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it was. It was a cool job. I did that for 5 years. Yeah.
So just to sort of ask you a little bit about your life here, what is your favorite part of the day?
The afternoon.
Okay, so what do you do in the afternoon?
Art, anything to do with art. And they have quite a bit of it here, which is very good. And I've got quite a few pieces in my room that I have up on the wall.
Here's some of your art, Marcia.
Oh, yeah,
Look,
yeah,
you hold it up.
yeah, yeah,
Look at
yeah.
that.
This is a little fish bowl, you know. Anyway, but I have more things that are more artistic looking. At home, I have a portrait of my daughter that I did in black and white, and it's big. And when she was in high school, and it came out really, really good.
If you could go anywhere, where would you go?
I love to travel, and I did a little bit of it. I traveled to Hawaii. I traveled to South America, to Central America, although Hawaii was one of my favorites.
If you were president, what would be the first thing that you would do?
Oi! Well, we still have a lot of racism going on here, and I would try to find a way to deal with that. And it has to be done, I think, in a way that is not off-putting to the people who adhere to the racism. So they have to find a way, a very clever way of enticing them in so that they can be supportive without feeling that they're giving up anything, you know?
Because it could feel like you're taking away part of their culture, or you know, that's the way they were raised. So you know, they really feel like it's right in every part of their being.
That would be my biggest and only goal.
What's your favorite style of book?
Oh, I like fiction. I like crime stories. You know, because they always have a beginning, middle, and an end, and they keep me focused and interested. I used to read a lot of novels when I was younger, but I've gotten away from that. The crime stories are much more interesting to me. When I was in junior high, I got my mother to take out a library card, so I could use her library card and my library card to take out books, and I would take out 10, 11, 12 books a week when I was in junior high and read. And my mother would say, she'd go out and she'd say, now don't forget, she'd wash the dishes, put the dishes away, empty the trash. She'd give me 2 or 3 things to do. I'd say, yeah. Well, I never moved from that chair. And she'd come back and there I was, and she'd blow a stack. You know, I'm gonna throw out those damn books, you know. No, you won't. And we'd have a big fight.
I can't imagine my parents getting mad at me for reading.
Oh, really?
If my mom came home and found me reading, there's no way she'd be mad, even if I hadn't done my chores.
It depends upon which end of the spectrum you're on. They get upset if you're not reading at all.
Yeah.
And then they get upset if you're reading too much. You know, and you're not doing the other chores and other things that you're supposed to be doing.
If you were to go back in time, where would you go?
The first thing that pops in my mind is the suffragettes. And then I think, well, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too much. I don't know. You know, I can't imagine going back into the 1800s. You know, I just don't see myself fitting into that.
Yeah,
they didn't have any action for women, and women were still, you know, in the kitchen and having kids, right? Cooking. So, no, that was not my style. And fortunately, even when in my marriages, the men I married understood that. Mm-hmm. And after a while, I decided I didn't like being married. I liked living alone. Because in between marriages, I'd live alone, and I said, this is pretty cool. But it took me 3 times to finally figure that out.
Hey, I mean, they can't say you didn't try.
Tried. I tried. For the most part, my life is a satisfactory one. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't have many regrets. That makes me feel good about my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I'd live most of my perfect days right here.
Wow, that's awesome, yeah.
I have nice people to talk to. I have nice meals to eat. I have nice activities to do. I can sleep as late as I want, go to bed when I want. I can't find anything better than that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. It is.